Okay. First, let me promise you that if you have any racial pride, regardless of your race, you're a fucking loser and you're pitiful. Now, I know different people will say, well, no, whites should be proud. Look at all the things they've done. Or blacks should be proud because anyways they got it from whites. Or, they need to do it to cling together for solidarity. There are justifications that are reasonable. But if you have any racial pride, you're a fucking loser and you're pitiful. That's just an aside. I might come back to it, maybe not. Elvis, Miley Cyrus, 2 girls, 1 cup, and the NBA, and racial pride. I made a video called advice to, or message to black girls about Miley Cyrus, and anyhow, made that, and somebody made a comment that prompted this video here. Person said, well, Miley Cyrus doing that twerking thing and then everyone thinking it's a big deal just reminds me of Elvis, how he took black music and made it popular. Here's the interesting thing about that. For one thing, if you've never known Elvis, he's actually a terrible dancer. He looks like a fucking idiot. He looks like the church lady, an old Dana Carvey skit from Saturday Night Live. He's not a good dancer. But since it was popular, you got plenty self-righteous black people with racial pride saying, oh, Elvis took the wonderful dancing from black people and he did that. For one thing, the United States culture loves to take and make it accessible just to make popular anything. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's the same thing that's happening with rap. White kids liking rap just makes it more accessible. White America liking Elvis makes it accessible. It really has very little to do with race. It's really not like a lot of arrogant black people think that white people want to be black. No, it's just the white people who have been accepted into the poisonous United States culture have thought themselves absolutely physically retarded to where they're deformed. Remember that? Remember how white people move deformed, sound deformed, have to take a class on things like aerobics, how to move around, to learn to connect back to their body because they think too much. Likewise, remember how black people are allowed to feel so much that they often can't even hold a fucking thought in their head. Not a thought beyond something ridiculous like that. But that's a key problem for those demographics, broadly speaking. And I'm talking about what I'm talking about, not what I'm not talking about. Of course, you can find white people who can move, and of course, you can find black people who can think. But what I'm saying is, you get corralled in this poisonous culture to where if you're white, you're expected to overthink. You can't overthink. Thinking you can never think too much. Look at white people thinking too much, abstracting everything. And they've thought themselves functionally retarded where they can't move because they're so caught up in their minds. That's what you're rewarded as a white person. As a black person, you're rewarded for being, free thinking, and free thinking, like loosen up, and I just say what I mean, and I just move and everything. Okay, how about hold a train of thought for 5 minutes without going crazy and just making no sense? How about hearing somebody's opinion without flipping the fuck out? Again, plenty of people can do it. Black people can do it. But that's not what is rewarded in our culture. We don't reward people for white people for feeling. We don't reward black people for thinking. We reward white people for staying in their mental cages and obsessively thinking. We reward black people for staying in their cages and obsessively feeling and ignoring their thoughts. White people ignoring their feelings is them ignoring all of the feedback that they're out of balance, that they're not living a healthy lifestyle, which includes moving your body, and then eventually they become the deformed monsters that we see that can't use their body. So Miley Cyrus and Elvis are similar. They took black culture, never mind that the thing they're presenting is garbage, and it would be garbage regardless who does it, and they don't do it well. They don't do it as good as plenty of black people. Nevertheless, it's still garbage. The way that Elvis dances is garbage. Miley Cyrus, in case you just joined us, I actually think twerking is really good for you on a kinesiological level. Not interested in the moral arguments or the protect the woman arguments, but kinesiologically, the twerking is actually really good for you. But nevertheless, it's nothing to be heroified or celebrated like you should be a hero for twerking, much like the NBA basketball. I love basketball and to play it. I would never watch other people do exercise. It's good sometimes to acknowledge talent, but if that's your thing, that should be a part of your life. It teaches coordination, it teaches body awareness, all these things. But if that's your thing, then you're probably going to end up a mindless person.
What's the significance to you? Well, right now, I think we're very happy that we accomplished this. I mean, we didn't start the season saying we're going to win 70 wins. We just wanted to play hard, and we came out. We didn't really play outside for basketball, but somehow our defense stuck. Kind of got hot and defended them pretty well in the fourth quarter, and we were able to hold them down. And next thing you know, we made some big shots.
Five-time NBA champion Kobe Bryant. You and Fish on the drive for 5. You got it done. How do you feel, Kobe?
You know what? It feels surreal, to be honest with you. It's I still don't know how we won that game. It just seemed like one of those games where nothing was going right for us, but we felt like we were supposed to win, but we just didn't know how it was going to happen.
LeBron James, I'm not going to ask you about the 26-day win streak. What I'm going to ask you about is get the lead early in the I was able to get the lead early in it. After coming out in the first quarter, then it started pretty fast, but you guys were able to get the lead. How was you able to do that?
We had a slow start, man, but for us, the way it's about how we finished, how we started. We started to get more aggressive at the end of the first quarter. Kept picking up our defense, and we kept going.
What is it to say about this team when you have a superstar out and guys just come and step up? What does it say about this team?
When you have a superstar like Wow out, everyone has to pick it up. Morris Cole did a great job of coming in, giving us a big boost. Mike Miller hit 2 threes to start the game out, man. So anytime we got a superstar, big time superstar, Hall of Fame guy out, guys got to step up.
Thank you so much. And so you guys have been awesome on the backside of with 3-0 first, backside of back-to-back. You were able to watch.
You see arrogant black people saying, "Oh man, Elvis stole from black culture. Miley steals from black culture. Jazz people stole from black culture." Stop using English to say those things. That's stealing from white culture. And stop playing basketball. That's stealing from white culture. We invented basketball. Yeah, but we do it better. Well, with the inventions of the basketball, you're welcome, and the invention of the shoe technology used, you're welcome. See, that's what racial pride turns into. We bounce the balls better. Yeah, we created the balls. We brag and jabber rap better. Yeah, well, we created the systems that allow you to record that. Neither of those is worth bragging about. More specifically, like I said, if you have any racial pride whatsoever, if I'm a white guy and we invented the basketball, what kind of a fucking loser does that? Inventors certainly don't do that. They're busy inventing and thinking. They're not like, somebody my color invented calculus, therefore I'm good. No. Likewise, it's the same snare. Teaching white people to have racial pride teaches them to be impotent and not have any value in themselves, really. Yes. And likewise for black people who think, oh man, if you white people are so good, then why are all the best athletes black and this and that? Not you. Well, I could have been, but this and that and the white culture and all this. Right. So why have the pride about what someone else did? And that's what racial pride is all about. Me taking pride in what someone who looks like me did. You taking pride in what someone who looks like you did, regardless of your color, ethnicity. So it's garbage. But similarly to the idea of saying like, oh, Miley is actually black culture, or any kind of racial pride. Like, we did it first. Like I said, United States culture just takes whatever and presents it to its little mindless drones, and they go, oh wow, it's working. This is this new thing that Miley Cyrus invented. No, that's ours. Or Elvis, wow, look at him. He moves, and he moves ridiculous. But to the ridiculously controlled and physically retarded, functionally useless fans of Elvis, he was like, wow, look at him. He's doing that thing called movement that we forgot about. But similarly, just as worthless as Miley Cyrus and Elvis, you got Two Girls, One Cup, which is two girls eating or shitting in a cup, and they're eating it, and they're kissing each other, and they throw up in each other's mouths. Okay, you're blowing our minds. You're blowing the minds of people who are just stuck right here, not noticing the culture around them, not noticing the history of a nation founded on slavery, maintained on modern day slavery, where we're complicit in war and all this kind of lots of terrible stuff going on. Instead, they're here and they go, what? Some girls pooped in a cup? Oh man, it's terrible. Shitpig.com. Look it up. Just like Miley Cyrus is nothing new, Elvis wasn't anything new, Two Girls, One Cup is nothing new. Shitpig.com, you can see all kinds of stuff like that. It's just selling to mindless, distracted culture. The idea of dividing and conquering each other, white and black and everything else. And the idea of racial pride, which just keeps people useless and impotent, where I don't care about my own character, I care about connecting myself with other people who look kind of like me, taking credit and being, pitiful and not contributing anything and not building anything for myself. And that might be it. Long story short, don't waste your time bouncing balls like an idiot, jabbering and bragging. That shouldn't be your main thing. And don't waste your, that's to black in general. Don't worship that. And white people don't worship the idea that you're so thoughtful. We think so much that we think ourselves into a ball. It's not good. You're physically retarded. Psychologically retarded, physically retarded. Slowed and stupefied is what retarded means, by the way. So neither has it better, neither has anything to brag about. It means whites and blacks. Neither has a healthy perspective. There are exceptions, but one demographic is taught not to think, the other is taught not to feel, and both of them are ridiculous, over the top, imbalanced,